I got the engine to where I want it and I'm happy with it. This is a South Carolina car and we drove it up from South Carolina to northeastern Pennsylvania, and it is currently snow on the ground, salt on the roads. Not what you want to be driving this thing in, but I got it to drive it. So I'm gonna do everything I can to slow down the body rot or rusting. There is some rust, as you can see here. So this is a hole, got a little bit of rust. Both sides are like this. I'm gonna grind this down. I'm not gonna do crazy body work, but I just wanna get it to stop the rust. So my plan is to grind this away, get rid of all the rust, and I'm just gonna real quick spot prime it and put a little top coat of just Rust-Oleum spray paint on there just to slow it down. Obviously this isn't total repair and the right way of doing it, but it's gonna be better than leaving it. And then after all that's done, my plan is to go underneath and fluid film the underneath. I got the correct sprayer, air sprayer and everything, and that is gonna be it for rust prevention for the Mercedes. But I just wanted to give you an update on what we got and what the plan is. You know how it is, poking rust that grows. So what do you think, Tank?
He makes a nice hood ornament.
Yeah. Got the other hood ornament in the air, so we gotta have Tank sitting there. So I got you under the passenger side front fender. You can see that hole. Show you the inside. You can see that it's cleared out, and I'm just gonna grind that down. Driver's side was a little worse, so you got that hole there. Then I came on the inside. This is that same hole you saw from the outside, and then up here there's another hole that rusted through, right? Well, that's hitting this other piece of steel, which is that rusted portion of steel. So that's a little corner section. I'm gonna take that rusted piece of steel out so that it can expose all that. See, this is where rust just update. We got the 2 bolts. There's a screw up here and a bolt with a nut on that side, and then this has a little welded portion back here with a nut right there. And of course, I lubricated this and everything. When I go to spin this off, it just spins where it was welded. So I gotta cut this off, and I'll just put a through bolt and nut. I haven't found a better way to do this, but what I do is I take a cutoff wheel and I just and a tic-tac-toe pattern as much as I can, and then I just grind the edges off, and then I take a punch and punch it out from the center. So I couldn't get this off because it's actually spot welded to this little portion that's all rusted up there that goes across. I thought it went across the whole car. It does not. It stops right here. So it's the front of the car, it goes under and goes around that shoehorn. But there's a little clip right here. You gotta remove that clip, it looks like. The rubber was sitting in here like this. But look, see? This is the hole that I wanted to expose. Alright, that's what I'm gonna do for today on this fender. So there you go. This isn't professional body work. Got it prepped with alcohol, got it taped up with paper, and we're gonna that. Right, Tank? There you go. Got the top coat on there. This is just spot welded barely. So I'm just gonna try and tack this. I don't have a MIG welder, I just have a stick welder. So I have a 60-13 rod, 3/32 of an inch. Let's see if I can just tack this. Oh, burned through. That's what I was worried about. I think that's gonna be good enough. Oh yeah, that's plenty stuff. Yep, good. So here's that other portion. Their lighting's gonna be terrible, but we got 2 coats of self-etching primer and 2 coats of satin black. Good morning. We are rocking and rolling, ready to go here. All the parts are dry now that it's the next morning. Sherman's excited to go. Are you ready for the day? He didn't want to be outside. So we got the parts, they're dry. We're gonna reinstall it and get the front end back together so that I can start showing you the rust in the floor and stuff that I started poking around at last night. Of course, there's some rust in the floor pans. That is very common from what I'm reading on these cars. Look at this cat. You guys think, oh, you hit him too hard. He doesn't like it. Does he look upset? Look at this. Been doing it since he was a kitten. He loves it. I lubricated the hood hinges. Look at this. Flies up there. Got the whole front done. The front rubber portion here is put back together. There's the rubber on with the painted rust that you saw. Done. Passenger side, driver's side, got that all back. I polished the chrome a little bit where it was underneath that rubber. Reassembled the rubber, and then underneath you can see the painted black bumper support there, and then the rubber that goes behind it. So that's the same as this corner here. And there you go. There's the hole. This is the back side of that bumper support that's all painted. That's why that hole was, I couldn't see it all. So then this is the rubber, the other hole, you know. So I'm in the driver's side wheel well, and I just took out that inner wheel well cover, which was really easy to take out. A bunch of little 8mm headed screws. The fender is just fully exposed. You can see everything. And they had, Mercedes must have had some sort of undercoating from the factory and painted it, which is pretty neat. It's not something you see in American cars, I should say. But here's the issue here. We have a ton of debris clogged up in this bottom of this fender. And there is rust at the bottom of this. That's a piece of the old either seam sealer or stuff, because this is all rusty underneath here. On the driver's side, down here there's some rust. I wire brushed that the best I could. And down in there was all that mud and tree litter and all that. Right here is a drain for the up in the hood area, like right here and right here. That must have been clogged at one time. That's infamous for these cars to be a problem, so it rusted out a little bit. So I cut away the rust. Well, I pulled away the rust. I didn't cut it really. And then down in there is where that hole actually is. Just got this other passenger side, and look at that. All in the bottom of that fender well. That's like dirt, and it smells like dirt. That is not good. So we're gonna get that removed with the shop vac. I just pulled that inner fender well is how I got to see that. So I got it cleaned up pretty good. I'm just gonna use this rust reformer. I used this on the exterior of my Ford Ranger, and it kind of stopped it. I was surprised. It's better than just spraying normal spray paint. This is not the right way to fix this. This is just slowing it down is all I'm trying to do right now, because I'm not trying to have every body panel off of this car. I'm going to put some in there all around, and then it will also get fluid filmed at a later date. I'll show you one side. I just sprayed it. There you go. I just hit it with some of that rust reformer. Driver's side, I hit it from the top there. Alright, let's see what we can do with getting this battery out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Well, you're seeing it for the first time as I am. So here you go. There's that tray. Pretty hammered. I'd say, I mean, obviously it works. It's in there, but I wanted to get back in here and vacuum all this out. I'm probably just going to take that tray out. Oof, I hope I don't break anything doing it. Hammer it on there? I don't think this is gonna work. Nope, stripped right away. Gotta revert to cutting it here. So I saved this for you guys. I have not lifted this out. You guys are both seeing this together here as I dump all the rust out on the whatever. Look at what we got. Okay. All right. Wow, it's actually not too bad right there. Good morning. We are at it again with the 1983 Mercedes-Benz 300 TD. That's a diesel wagon right there. So we're moving forward, and I'm getting stuff done. It's just, it's slow. This is how this is like a mini restoration, really. I mean, you know, oh yeah, do a little rust repair. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's get this off the hanger. So it's a new day and we got a little pep in our step. Yeah, because we got coffee. Why don't you guys get a coffee or an adult beverage, or maybe just some water? Take a drink. Oh yeah. So here's what we got. This is the battery box. No, the battery tray. I mean, we're talking crude. Look at this thing. We got full breech here. Flopped this on a grinder, and I did the best I could. Obviously, you can't get in these corners. I took brake cleaner and sprayed the heck out of it. Wiped it down rough, crude. Just get it out there, you know? So I sprayed the rust reformer, kind of like spot primed it on where it was clearly still rust. And then I had a self-etching primer, also Rust-Oleum, that I used. And that is what I sprayed on all, well, I covered the whole surface with that then, on top of it. Took satin black paint and just hit it with one coat. I have this battery corrosion preventative thing. And it's just a spray. You're supposed to spray on top of the terminals after they're tightened down or whatever. I'm gonna try and spray the connections right where it bolts up to the firewall, just to maybe slow down any, because that's where it's gonna corrode, if it's battery corrosion reasons. And then there's the other connection. I'm gonna go crazy with it. We got the tray, battery tray in there. Sprayed the bolts, just a little bit of spray paint. It's tight. And now I'm going to drop the battery back in. Yep, camera, you're in the way. This is the end of part one of the rust repair. Not the best repairs, but it's just get it done, halt the rust, right? So we got under here, you already saw that. We did that. We're going to go to the floors and other portions of the car, and you're going to see that in the next video, so stay tuned.